Okay, more blueprints. What? Avenger class? That don't look right. Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here. Another Star Trek Blueprints show and tell. No? Is that another one? No? Whatever. Right, this time we have got the Avenger class, which I assume anybody has a little bit of knowledge of Star Trek knows that this isn't. This is a Miranda class, although I probably will be wrong. Because 1860, it was 1864 for the Reliant in Star Trek 2. I don't know. I mean, there's a Mark 9, whatever that means. These are just old, yeah, some of the papers are a little bit iffy. These are old diagrams, technical diagrams for starships that were, and some that weren't, and some that were just complete wacko fantasy. And how many pages have we got in this one? I don't know. They're all over the place. That doesn't help me at all. So, you just twiddle your thumbs for a moment while I'm going through these. As I know, let's get these in order and then I'll be back in 1 second. Now we're all ready. This is sheet 1, this is upside down, this folds out into the outboard profile of this starship. Now that's definitely wrong. Now I'm going to get you in a little bit closer, I think. Trying to see if I can get a better picture for you there. That's as good as I can get. So, we have reaction control thrusters, RS, what? Reaction control thrusters. And that RCS. What? Forget it. Magnetic flux. Oh, magnetromic thrust. Yes, that's the end. There should be a bussard, although they were changed over time. Space. Energy matrix sync acquisition. Okay. So this is not the Avenger class. Oh, I don't know. We'll play on it because there should be shuttle bays in the back. What's 12? Landing bay doors, PS, port and starboard. Impulse engines, 13, port and starboard. This was a full pod. What a 15. There's a phaser cannons on the top. So yeah, that's why it came more rapidly in the Wrath of Khan. Don't know why it's not showing it's a Miranda class. I think what it was is they didn't know what the class was. So over the generations, the decades, we've seen variants of this ship. This is the Miranda, but is for this one it couldn't be called the Avenger because it's what the original guy doesn't show his name on here, unfortunately. Let's show it on the book on the front. David John Nielsen, 1983. So it was after the Wrath of Khan film was out. I mean, they do look interesting. The funny thing about this ship is that it was never meant to be this way around. The warp nacelles were always meant to be on top, so they just flip the whole thing round, and that is actually what your ship was supposed to look like. It was carrying underneath it. Actually, that would have been the other way around as well. Would have been flipped round, because these would have been on the bottom. Yeah, so that nacelle was the right way around on the proper model. It should have been on the top. But this is how it should have potentially looked like, with an underslung body there, yeah, pod underneath it. But there. So let's have a quick look at number 2. Sheet number 2. This is the top outboard top view. So it shows you, I don't even know what these are. Number 7. I always wondered. Space energy field attraction sensors. Okay, that answered that one. 15 warp engine nacelle. The impulse crystal there, yes. Impulse deflection crystal. What's the 10? Why is there a 10 there? Formation light. Oh, no. And that's the pod. Is it a navigation? What? What should be navigation lights? Why does it show navigation lights? What's the entire lot? There's the vents. Flush vent, yes. 10. More lights, more lights. Yeah, there's loads of lights on it. Okay. Standard phaser bank. Oh yeah, because it's got standard phaser banks and you've got your phaser cannons. You'd have thought with this being the Reliant, it's an exploration vessel. A little bit over, yeah, over ready for something, I'd say. So we have a little bit of, yeah, it's all just diagram on this one anyway, which is quite nice. Standard 5 years complement, maximum 19 years duration. 19 years in a Starship. That's a career and a half, isn't it? Engine, down lithium, energized, antimatter, life support, artificial gravity generator, waste regulation, full radiation shielding, extensive recreation facilities. It'd have to be if you're on there for 19 years. Okay, so that's the top view. Next one, we have, I think, the stern, because it says the stern, by possibly maybe 2. Aha, there we are. Right, so we're actually going to be the wrong way around on here, so let's have a look at this diagrams there. A little bit of dirt on here. I can't do anything with that. This was not mine when I bought it. So, well, but it is mine when I bought it. It's just not, I didn't buy it brand new. So we have on here, I'm going to have to go through this with you, with the parts at the bottom of here. We have number 1 is emergency flush intake. Is that an 8 already? Weapon pod support pylon. Yeah, because that's the whole job lot. Phaser cannon. What's 5 then? It's just a weapons pod. Thank God for that. I got it right all these years. 7's the photon torpedo. 7 again. Aft torpedoes. Ah! Should really have put a thing for Khan on there, shouldn't I? Wasn't get copyright strikes. I always do. Emergency flush vent down here on the 10s again. 8's over here again for the support pylon. 2, that has got to be the lower navigational dome. Yes, bridge section up here, impulse port, engine. I'll show you that one there so you can see on that diagram of what, where, how. 1983, there you go, David John Nielsen again. What's 12? That looks an oddball thing. Tractor beam. Ah, okay. Landing tractor beam emitters. There must be one of these. Oh, okay, there's 4 of them, so it'll bring you straight into the shuttle bay. Well, these definitely shuttle bay 12, yeah, 13, yeah, it's definitely shuttle bays, port and starboard. We saw this when there was launching from the Saratoga on the beginning of the emissary episode of Deep Space Nine. Oof. Yeah, they didn't get that one right then. Was it Saratoga? Yes, it was Saratoga. Because the Saratoga was actually in Star Trek 4 as well. Probably a different ship, different register number, because that was the one that the female captain saw the probe, whale probe, and got shut down. So there we go. That's another one done. Looks like the underside of the ship. So we have the outboard bottom view, the view of its bottom. So very much standard class. You've always got the standard saucer there, but then built onto the edge here. Very much similar to what they eventually did with the Stargazer, with the Constellation class. All of the edge bit was built out to make the saucer a lot bigger, more decks. Made it very similar, because it was that, with stuff around it. Made the same, very much designed ship, but made it a lot bigger. So we have bow light. Ooh, okay. Running dome. Yeah, low navigation dome, running light, port starboard, magnetic flux constrictor first stage. Where is that? 10. Oh, it's on the the pylons. Not pylons, then. Yeah, thank you, nacelles. Space energy matrix, matter source restoration. What is 13 then? Antimatter containment chamber. Okay, so that's on the bottom with the impulse engines on the top. That'll probably be a little bit further back. So if anything goes wrong, you dump the antimatter and off you go. There's not really much talk about dumping warp drives back here when there is in sort of Next Generation, Voyager and all that sort of stuff. And Voyager famously dumped one of the actual you know what I mean, warp drive. The full engine just drops straight out of the bottom of it and go and boom. That's just on the Enterprise E as well, didn't it? In the Briar Patch. Actually, I don't know. Looked at something on the side. No. So with the side view, import profile cutaway. So this is like selection straight down the middle. So we have what we've got on here. All stuff for the decks. One. They're not classing this as a deck. It's just a pod that's on top of it. A to A, yeah, line straight through it. Antimatter chamber, antimatter pod, impulse firing chamber, impulse deflection crystal cargo deck on 10. So that's back here. So you'd probably come into the shuttle bay, which is where? They're on the side here a little bit. Sick bay on deck 6. Okay, a little bit there, which comes across here. You thought sick bay would be slap bang in the middle, but protected. One part of the ship that shouldn't really get hit by a barrage, but probably is on the centre actually, because it's kind of, Might be there. I'd hope it'd be there anyway. That's nearly centre of the ship. Cargo decks, weapons, defence, cloaking generator. Hello. Deck 7 got a cloaking device. Naughty, naughty. Main computer on deck 8. It's a bit vulnerable. Cool. So we have all the full pod diagrams up there. And we have now done all the angles. We've actually got one spare on here, which is a little strange. I'll give you that, and I'm just kind of weirded with it. But I'll show you anyway. This came with it. I assume it came with this set, because I don't think anybody's took anything out. So just show ship's complement of Avenger class. So this is definitely part of this set. You got the Killer Bee assault pod. So the Worker Bee, you got a Killer Bee. Okay. So you've got full uniform. Unless that's a pouch or something, or the rockets on the side of it. Yeah. Pressure thruster suit. So these will be thrusters out the side. Not showing them deployed there. Killer Bee. Okay. I mean, it's a very interesting little ship. Warp design, you've got similar sort of style to... Actually, that looks very much like a runabout class. I mean, that was 10 years before we saw the runabouts at all. A small ship. You've also got on here as well the Surya. Surya? Yeah. It was like a Reliant predecessor, Miranda predecessor, where you've got, that's obviously wrong round, but then the cells underneath. Now here's the deflector there, no weapons pod at all. But that's actually what weirded me out a little bit with the Miranda class, is there was no navigation deflector. Every ship had one of those. It was never really as prominent as anybody else's. It wasn't really built into the front, like something like the NX-01. Yeah. Medical, nursing officers, nursing specialists, security chief, chief coordinator, captain, one captain and one executive officer. First lieutenant with one of them. I'm sure there'll be more. Yeah, I'll show you full crew specs for the Class 1 Mark 11S. Oh, B. Can't see. I'm getting old. Sorry about that. So yeah, the Killer Bee and the Surya class ship, which was obviously changed into the Miranda eventually over time. So, with that in mind, that's the last sheet of that one with the Avenger class, should we call it. Done. So, another one to come, and yeah, let's stop waffling. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Please follow me on social media. Consider being a patron. Consider a donation. Help the channel however way you can. Give me a comment. Say hello. And I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.